Have you ever stood in front of a microwave, staring at your food as it slowly spins and thinking, almost unconsciously, how ordinary this moment feels, yet how extraordinary it truly is? There is a quiet magic in the way invisible waves ripple through water molecules, setting them into motion, transforming cold, lifeless food into warmth and sustenance in seconds. Most of us take this for granted, unaware that behind this simple act lies a dance of physics so intricate that even the most advanced civilizations would marvel at it. This is not just about cooking. It is about the subtle truths of the universe whispering to us in everyday life. Richard Feynman once said that to truly understand something, one must see it in its raw, fundamental beauty, not just in the labels and numbers we casually assign. When you watch a microwave in action, when you notice the uneven swirls and hot spots, you are glimpsing the hidden complexity of reality itself. The photons and electromagnetic waves do not see your impatience. They do not bend to your desire for speed. They move according to the immutable laws of nature, and in their motion, they remind us that life, too, moves according to principles that are beyond our immediate control. Yet there is freedom in this understanding, because the universe is not cruel. It is consistent, and consistency is something we can learn to align with. Observing a rotating plate, feeling the anticipation as the food slowly turns, is a metaphor for how we must navigate our own progress. We cannot always predict where heat or success will concentrate, but by placing ourselves in motion, by embracing the patterns that nature already provides, we can increase the chances of reaching the warmth we seek. Even failure, even the cold spots that stubbornly resist heating, are a teacher. They reveal the subtle nuances, the imperfections, the surprises hidden in a seemingly simple process. Life, much like the microwave, is governed by forces we often cannot see, yet they shape the outcomes of our actions in profound ways. To notice this, to really see the invisible patterns, is to participate in the beauty of creation itself. It is to understand, as Feynman would urge, that curiosity is not a luxury. It is a responsibility. Every observation, no matter how mundane it seems, is an opportunity to expand your awareness, to recognize the elegant laws that run beneath the surface of ordinary existence. The spinning plate, the vibrating molecules, the quiet hum of energy transforming matter, these are not just physical phenomena. They are reminders that the universe is alive with principles we can engage with, that every moment holds within it a lesson in patience, precision, and wonder. And if we can carry this awareness beyond the kitchen, into our choices, our dreams, and our challenges, we begin to realize that life itself, in all its complexity, is a laboratory, inviting us to experiment, to explore, and to learn. If you approve this paragraph, I can continue with paragraph 2, where we will build suspense and deepen the philosophical reflection, keeping Feynman's spirit alive. Do you want me to proceed? But consider for a moment what happens when the microwave stops for a second, when the hum fades, and you open the door to inspect your food, only to discover that one corner is blazing hot while another remains cold. There is a tension in that discovery, a suspense that teases the mind and challenges the observer. It is in this moment, precisely, that the universe whispers its secrets most insistently. Richard Feynman would have smiled at this. The uneven heating is not a flaw, but a revelation. It exposes the invisible intricacies that govern even the most familiar objects around us. Those wandering waves of energy, bouncing and reflecting, finding water molecules and leaving others untouched, teach us about unpredictability, about the patterns we cannot always see yet can learn to anticipate. The hot spots and cold spots become a mirror of life itself. We plan, we schedule, we aim for perfection, but the forces around us, subtle and unseen, may respond differently. And yet, suspense is not the enemy, it is the teacher. In the uneven dance of energy, there is a lesson. The universe is more subtle and more patient than we are, and it rewards those who observe carefully, who notice the patterns that others overlook. Every ripple of energy, every hesitant vibration, reminds us that mastery is not control but understanding, not dominance but alignment. When you rotate the plate, when you adjust the container, when you reposition the food, you are not changing the laws of physics, you are learning to cooperate with them. This is the same principle that governs personal growth, ambition, and the pursuit of knowledge. We cannot force understanding into existence, but we can prepare the environment for insight to occur. Curiosity, diligence, and careful observation become the tools by which we navigate uncertainty. And the suspense, the anticipation of whether the next bite will be perfect or the next attempt successful, is what sharpens the mind, what transforms passive experience into active learning. In this, there is profound beauty. Life, much like the electromagnetic waves in a microwave, is a series of interactions, collisions, and resonances that are invisible until we pay attention. Those who rush, those who ignore subtlety, will find only frustration. But those who observe, who experiment, who engage with patience and wonder, will find revelation. Feynman taught that understanding emerges from engagement, from grappling with the reality of the world rather than the illusion of simplicity. The suspense we feel in moments of unpredictability is not random. It is the universe nudging us to look deeper, to question, to experiment, and to discover. And so, the next time you see a microwave spin your dinner, remember that what appears trivial is, in fact, a portal into understanding, a reminder that complexity is everywhere, that hidden forces shape outcomes, and that we are invited to participate consciously, curiously, and joyfully in the unfolding mystery. If we carry this lesson forward into our ambitions, our relationships, and our challenges, we begin to see suspense not as anxiety, but as the signal that learning is happening, that insight is near, and that every small observation can illuminate vast truths. And now imagine, after the anticipation, the waiting, and the careful adjustments, the moment when you finally remove the plate from the microwave and feel the warmth evenly spread across your food. There is a quiet triumph in that realization, a satisfaction that is almost meditative, and yet it carries a deeper lesson far beyond the kitchen. This moment is a mirror of life itself. Just as the microwaves interact with every molecule according to invisible rules, so too do the circumstances of our lives respond to forces beyond immediate perception, forces of effort, timing, patience, and observation. Richard Feynman would have urged us to see the elegance in this process, to recognize that mastery is not about forcing outcomes, but about understanding the principles that govern the system and then acting in harmony with them. In the same way, our goals, our relationships, and our personal growth require a recognition of the unseen patterns, the subtle currents of cause and effect that shape results. When we pause, when we carefully observe and adjust, we discover that what once seemed unpredictable begins to reveal its order, that what once felt random now has rhythm, and that the warmth we seek, whether in food, achievement, or knowledge, is accessible when we engage with reality fully and attentively. The spinning of a plate, the hum of energy, the molecular dance inside a simple appliance. All of these ordinary phenomena become extraordinary when seen through the lens of understanding and curiosity. They remind us that the universe is generous with insight for those willing to look, that even the smallest observation carries a lesson in patience, precision, and resilience. And this is where the true power of learning and motivation emerges, in the act of noticing, in the willingness to experiment, and in the courage to embrace the unknown without fear. Success is not a moment that arrives by chance. It is a series of deliberate steps, of attentive engagement, of trust in principles that are often invisible but consistently present. And just as the microwave's electromagnetic waves leave some areas colder if we neglect rotation, life will present uneven outcomes if we fail to engage with care and awareness. Yet there is hope in that truth because it is consistent. Patterns can be understood, systems can be navigated, and outcomes can be shaped with thoughtful attention. When we internalize this, when we take the lessons from a simple spinning plate into our own pursuits, we cultivate a mindset of curiosity, resilience, and wisdom. Every experiment, every failure, every uneven moment becomes fuel for growth. We learn to anticipate, to adjust, and to recognize the hidden principles that govern the world around us. And in that learning, we find joy, purpose, and the quiet satisfaction of participating fully in life's intricate design. So let this understanding inspire you not only to see the ordinary as extraordinary, but to embrace curiosity, persistence, and insight in every aspect of your journey. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.